Hey guys, it's Scott B with the Business on Purpose platform, where we woke up on a beautiful, crisp morning here in the low country of South Carolina to help liberate you from the chaos of working in your business. It's a question we get a lot, and I want to tell you up front, it's not something that we feel 100% confidence in, because it's always kind of an art, but this idea of pricing. How do I price my product? How do I price the service that I offer? And so I thought I'd give you a couple principles that could be helpful for you in pricing your product or your service. First thing, I want to tell you a quick story. Had a business owner recently who just got a quote for a remodel job in their house. And they came in and they were so frustrated and irritated. And I was like, what's the problem? Laid the quote across the table, and they go, would you look at that? There's a $300 removal fee for, I forget what it was, for tile and shoe mold and whatever else that they were taking out to take the dump. He said, you know how much that costs to do? He said, it's free. It's free to take all that stuff and just throw it away. And I stopped him for a second and I said, it's free? And he stopped, well, I know, no. And the more we got into it, the more he realized that the fee that had been charged was actually worth it to him, because if he were to take his time to go remove all of that, he would have spent far more than whatever the cost was in there to have removed that material. And a lot of times what we do is we tend to base price or think about price into, and I used to do this all the time. When I'd see a pair of Nikes for $100, I'd go, it doesn't cost $100 to make that pair of Nikes. No, it doesn't. There's a lot of layers that are built into there. Now, there are a couple of principles that have to be taken care of. Your costs obviously have to be covered. Your taxes have to be covered. Overhead has to be covered. Profit margin has to be covered. Those sorts of things, when you get $1, you don't keep $1, right? When you get $1, you might keep 6 cents or 8 cents or 12 cents, or my goodness, 15 or 20. If you're doing really, really good, you might keep that amount. But the reality is, for everything that we see on a quote, for everything that we see in pricing, there's justification and rationale that actually comes to that pricing, which leads me to this point. And this is probably the biggest point as it relates to pricing that we need to be aware of. What's the value that you're offering? What's the perceived value that you're offering? I'll give you an example from our business. We liberate small business owners from chaos. We do that through the 4 steps to business freedom and business coaching. And I'll get asked, so what's the fee? What's the cost? And a lot of times, and we've got set fee structure, but a lot of times I'll just ask in response, hey, what's it worth to you? And usually that'll stop people in their tracks and go, I don't know. And so I'll ask, hey, if we can show you a yield in 6 months of $10,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 in real profit, what would you pay for that? And all of a sudden their mind begins to expand to understand that the couple $100 or the $1,000 or the $2,000 or whatever they're thinking in their head that they would invest in us in order to begin working together to get them to that point, it's worth it. So the product that you have, the service that you offer, what's it worth to the person who's going to buy it? If it's not worth anything, then you don't have a business. But if it's worth a lot and you're charging a little, then you're not meeting their value expectation. If it's worth a little and you're charging a lot, they're not going to buy from you. And so what's the perceived value of what it is that you're selling? Ask yourself that question, and then you can start getting into the pricing discussion. I hope that helps. I know it's a maneuverable question to be able to kind of work around, but we did get that question earlier today, and I wanted to be able to share it with you. I hope you have a great Thursday. Don't forget to check out the Business on Purpose podcast. Go to mybusinessonpurpose.com. We've got a tab up there for podcasts. We have uploaded a ton of short, brief episodes over the last few weeks that are there to help liberate you from the chaos of working in your business. Go right now, mybusinessonpurpose.com, and we'll see you next time right here on the Facebook Live.